Okay, here I am on Clinton Street. Next to Hearn. Terminal. And I found an open gate. So I'm curious. Upright fence incorporated. Well, it better be upright. I mean, lying down fence is no good, huh? So we're next to the recycling place. It's very windy today. The tracks in the distance there. Getting narrower and narrower, and it turns into swamp or bog, as one might call it. I'm not wearing my boots, so I'm definitely not going there, but I'm wondering if it goes all the way to the tracks. Weiser Recycling. I wonder if they were in competition with another recycling place called Stupider Recycling. Well, that was pretty unexciting. So I'm here at Annapolis and the tracks, and when I first started riding, one of the rides I took, the early rides that cemented the habit for me. Such a great ride. It was at dusk. I'd been microdosing psilocybin to deal with anxiety and depression. And the microdose was a little strong, so I was getting an edge of things being a little more colorful, and I came right up here to the historic Diamond Crossing, Wayne Junction. And so today is the anniversary of that day, and that day was the anniversary of Bicycle Day, which was a day that Chemist Albert Hofmann got on his bike after having accidentally dosed himself with a chemical that he had invented, actually, and that he had been experimenting with in the laboratory, and had a remarkable experience on his bike ride home from the lab, when he had what is known as a psychedelic experience. So that was 1943. I think he had synthesized this chemical in 38, 5 years or so previous. There's a lot of history here at the junction. It's all been built over numerous times, so I doubt that there's much original infrastructure remaining. It's probably, if you were to take a metal detector around here, it would be insane, because you'd be picking up all kinds of scrap, spikes and everything, but it would be so much work to find anything of historic significance. Moon's up in the sky over there. It's very peaceful, a little bit breezy. I like it here. It feels like it has a different feel than other places in town. I don't know if it's the history, if it's my experience. On that night, let's go travel back in time to that night. A train came through and was making a lot of noise and was pretty close to it, and the sounds and the sights and everything were not overwhelming, but delightful. And it wasn't just the a little bit more than micro dose of psilocybin. It was an interesting experience, and not the only thing that made me want to continue riding bike and doing photojournalism, but an early experience that I still remember fondly. There's a big bird there, some kind of a hawk, turkey hawk or something. So yeah, I'd love to just linger here, but I have life to live. So back at Annapolis, and I've never ridden up this direction, mainly because it's a dirt road and gravel. I've always gone on the other side because it's paved and convenient, but so I'm curious to see where this leads, because it does veer off to the right, and although I have the feeling it's going to be pretty unexciting, I'm going to go as far as I can on the bike and see what the heck is down here. So yeah, the junction is down there. Now we're on the dirt road. Looks like they've poured a bunch of gravel here to deal with muddy conditions. Looks like a good deal of dumping has gone on back here. Some swampland, marshland. More dumping. Lots more dumping. That's really sad. It's out of sight, out of mind. People figure they can get away with it. Now it's getting pretty, the road's getting mushy. I don't want to get bogged down, but I am curious where it goes. We're getting pretty close to the tracks. I'm thinking it probably goes right up to the tracks. Oh, hey, we get the other side of the Weiser recycling. Some ducks, some wind. Now, if I was really ambitious, I would take this the rest of the way up to maybe Elizabeth, but I don't feel like pushing the bike that far. So anyway, that answered my question. We're just a little bit further east from the Diamond Junction up there. There's nothing breathtaking or astounding to report. I have found the tracks. And yeah, there's a lot of metallic scrap over there. Washing machines, parts of vehicles, lots of appliances. Looks like in that heap. And yeah, we've had some pretty good rains here in the spring time, and things are pretty soggy. And it would be very pleasant back here if it wasn't for all the garbage people have dumped, which is a bummer. It's hard for me to feel relaxed and in a good mood. Looking at stuff like this. I mean, seriously. Ugh, broken glass and building materials, an old radiator, wrecked upholstery. There's debris. It looks like whatever was left over after they demoed a house, demolished a house. Rolls of carpet. Not to make excuses for people, but the cost of taking a truckload of junk to the landfill is a little cost prohibitive, from what I understand. So that is a major motive for people to dump, I think. If they would lighten up the cost to take your junk to the landfill, maybe, now I say maybe because I'm a little cynical and I'm thinking people would still dump, but maybe there would be less dumping. Looks like the old junkyard is back in operation. I'm realizing I'm filming into the sun, which is never a good way to videotape things, but I am curious. Looks like they took the old car down off the stoop. The old Edsel is gone. They've replaced some of the fence. It looks like they're starting to pile cars up again back there. Now, I would keep going, but I think it's Cogswell up there. It's a dirt road. After all this rain, that road is going to be a mess. So, this junkyard has been here for a long time. I guess you could consider it historic. And for some reason they went out of business. It sat here for ages. People were complaining about it, and they finally cleaned it out. And now they're filling it back up. So I've always called them junkyards, but I've also heard them called scrap yards or auto parts, salvage yards, that kind of thing. So I'm going to head back more into the main part of town.